my phone go? My phone's missing. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 80 and it is 90 degrees today. It's very hot and I don't have a topic for today's show, so we're going to do a little knit and chat at the end. I'm going to talk about some Stranger Things. And I'm going to tell you what happened on my dog walking through the neighborhood the other day. And I have whips. That's all I have for you is whips. I have no squishy mail. I have no finished items. It is hot. It is hot. So let's just start because it's really hot. And it's almost, no, it is noon, so I'm going to get the sun from the skylight pretty soon. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So, it was a shadow. So, let's talk with what I'm wearing. This is a Girly Knits a bra top. I say this every time. I'm always wearing this, but it's not really the Girly Knits bra top because I worked it top down and that is bottom up. But just go to my things and I'll eventually put a picture up of what I did. It's in one of them, but I don't know which one, and there's over 30 tops. I know there's 30 just in worsted, I think. Like I have 30 because when you make a project, it numbers them if you name them the same thing. And I have like 30 something. I don't remember. Vitellana Lofty DK. I've already said this is my favorite base. It is merino, alpaca, and cotton. It was available in May, and I got all three colors the last time. So, hi, how you doing? It's so hot. It's so hot. Okay, so let's just start with whips. First whip is the Souffle by Laura Penrose. And I just finished, I actually restarted again for like the 10th time. I restarted because, well, there are a couple reasons why I restarted. I think it's pretty clear to say I'm not a big fan of this pattern. It's too hard to follow, and it's too hard to figure out what you're doing. Like throughout the thing, the way the increases are is they're round, like for a round increase. So you do a bunch of increases and then you work even until it's time to do the next round of increases. Now these are increases that be careful, that I don't really understand mathematically all the time. I'm more comfortable with like increase and then knit 3 rounds. You know what I mean? Like my shawls are very knit every right side row, they're where they're strategically placed makes for the shape. So this creates a round yoke, and I'm assuming it has something to do with circumference. So then so I'm sure pi is somehow involved, but I'm not one for circular things. That's not how my brain works. I'm not good at I understand 90-degree angles, you know what I mean? And a curve, I don't understand curves. So my problem is the curves. I understand angles, and I love 90-degree angles. Don't mind 45-degree angles. But other than that, it's too chaotic and I don't like it. So my problem that I had with this is I also love symmetry, and I like things to be a certain way. And so the way this pattern is, you increase, and then it tells you to work for a certain measurement. However, it's the same measurement throughout, so I don't understand why they didn't just put so many rounds. So what I did is, given the row gauge, I just decided to do that many each time. Because the other way it's very hard for me to measure something, especially, one strand of mohair. It's hard to measure that when it's in a small, because you can stretch it this way, you could stretch it this way. It's very easy. Knitting is not it's very hard for me to measure. That's why I love weighing, because that is a distinct measure. But when you're measuring it in length, it's very hard. It's so manipulated, so easily manipulated, that it's hard for me to say, okay, this many. So I restarted, and I restarted for two reasons. The first reason was, when I read to do the neckband is a I-cord, you had to pick up through the cast on, and I didn't want to do that. So I restarted with a provisional cast on because I have trouble seeing, and I didn't want to be stuck trying to, you pick up along the sides of the keyhole, which you slip those stitches, so I knew those would be easy to see. But a cast on, I can't see, especially in black yarn. It's going to be impossible. So I decided to do a provisional, and I'm very glad I did. And so once I had the provisional down, I said, hey, let's go ahead and work out my math so I know how many rows to do between each increase. So I did. So it's more symmetrical. It's more to my liking. I was able to do, I just finished the I-cord neckline, which you're probably not going to be able to see because it's black. How about if I get my hand out of the way? Do you get to see that a little bit? So there's I-cord bind off with the keyhole. And then I just have to sew this down into a loop and put a button on over here. So I did a provisional, and I don't know if that's going to make any difference in the fit. I don't really care, because I was not about to pick up like over 100 stitches on a cast on when I could just put them back on the needle and do the I-cord bind off that way, so that I don't have to hunt for stitches in black mohair. That sounds like a nightmare. So that I'm not sure why I didn't start with a provisional, because I thought that was way, way easier for me. So I did that. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, like I said, in the fit and the wear. I hope not. I don't really care either way, though, because it has a button, so it's not like it has to go over my head or anything. And it's such a dressy top, I can't imagine I'm going to be wearing it that much that it's going to matter. I finished the neck band. What do you call that? Neckband? I-cord neck. So I finished that. So I'm back. I just wanted to get that done before this got too big and out of control. Plus, I was a little nervous in case I messed up the provisional cast on. I wanted to not have to frog the whole thing. So I'm at the part now where I am to add the second strand of mohair. So this is the see-through part. I am excited to start the 2 strands of mohair. I did not find it to be confusing when I was doing the I-cord. I thought I would find it confusing. I didn't find it confusing. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be on needles, because I've never used 2 strands of mohair. I've never used 1 strand of mohair before, so this is all new to me. I absolutely hate 1 strand mohair. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Oh my God, do I hate it. It's like knitting with spider webs or cotton candy, like something thin but also sticky. I don't like it. It's too wispy, and I can't see the actual silk strand that is what I need to get to. But you saw Stephen West. Okay, you're watching his podcast, right? I'm watching his podcast. Was it number 3, number 2? Which one did he put out that shawl? And I'm like, God damn it, Steven, I don't need another shawl. And then he just did his shop tour thing, and he's like, I'm addicted to shawls. And I'm like, yeah, we all know, and we all are now too. Thanks. Anyway, why am I on here? This isn't what I want. I want this. He, was it a new shawl, or I'm trying to think. It's in my queue, and it might be next month's dye project or a dye project. Rain or Shine shawl. You saw this, right? Rain or Shine. Yeah, it's brand new. Rain or Shine. I'm sorry, her. This one. Rain or Shine. It's 2 strands of mohair. And I'm like, how fortuitous that I am now working on a project of 2 strands of mohair, because I love this shawl. I love this shawl. I love the thought of something that is a shawl that's strictly mohair, that's not 1 strand of mohair. But I don't know if I'm going to like 2 strands of mohair. And so this, if I like this top, this will be a dye project probably for next month, maybe? I don't know. I'm in love with this shawl. I can't even tell you how much I love it. I want to do it in dark, moody, low contrast colors. I want to do it. So I love that slip stitch. Slip stitch. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I want to say that I was never a big Stephen West fan, because his stuff is like the modular stuff. I don't like that. I don't like the geometric stuff. I like order and plain, classic, like classic and sophisticated. And those are not words I would use to describe his stuff ever. It's chaotic and it's colorful. It's like he is the, I am the Stephen West antithesis. I am the exact opposite of everything he is, and I absolutely love his stuff. And I was not a fan until I did shawlography, and I absolutely love doing shawlography. It was so fun. It made me so excited to get up every Friday morning and get that clue. And he's got such a great personality. I'm not at all shocked that he is as popular as he is. So I am a complete Stephen West convert. I just want to I don't want to do everything he makes. I just want to take some of the stuff he makes and like goth it out, and then I'm fine. But I love his approach to things. Absolutely big fan. So if we like the souffle top, if we like working with 2 strands of mohair, I am planning on doing that Rain or Shine shawl, because it just sounds yummy, right? Like just squishy and yummy. It just, oh. Okay, so that's my one whip. Yeah, did I say I'm at the 2nd strand. And then I don't know what happens. I assume then we split for sleeves. Then we start marking for something. Oh, I have to put markers in. Oh, great. So we're going to start sleeves. Start increasing for sleeves, I guess. It's taking entirely too long for me because I've had to restart it like 8 times. Anyway, what's next? Okay. I just added the 3rd ball to our Girly Knits brought to... I don't know what else to call this. I don't want to rename it because I didn't rename it. I didn't redesign. I guess I kind of redesigned it. I just made it top down instead of bottom up, so I don't feel like it's a new design. So we're all everything's like we're almost done. Ends are woven in. Stop it. Ends are woven in, except for the obvious. I just added the last ball, like it's right here. I just did it. This is Knit Picks Kotlin in what did I say? Stop it. Don't be barky. People are allowed to walk by. Kotlin in Nightfall, which is a very nice. It's it's a nice deep blue, like a royal blue. I did try on, once I got through the first ball, which gives you like a cropped version. Gives you a cropped version. I don't want to stand up. It's so hot. I tried it on, and it fit a lot like how these fit regularly before blocking. So I'm really nervous, but excited to see what happens after we block the cotton. And I figure the 30% linen isn't going to really make a huge difference. It might. I don't know. But after I'm done with this, I'm going to start my ones of this Lofty DK that I still have. Because it's getting so hot, I just want those. I'm thinking, because I have all three, right? I'm thinking of making the cropped versions of all three first, so I can get those out of the way. Because those are that's an 8-hour project. I could, knock those out, no problem. My next project is Summer Lace Top by Martina Supova. You saw this last week. This is made with Malabrigo Machita. This is how much I've got done of it. And guys, I made a grave mistake. This is being, it's gonna be put aside until next month. Because I don't know how I forgot this, but I forgot that I don't not crochet because I don't like to crochet. I love to crochet. I prefer to crochet over knitting every day. Every day. I like it so much more. I understand it so much better. I just love it so much more. The problem is my hand. I have arthritis in my fingers. And I have ulnar nerve entrapment in my elbow. The problem I was specifically having was with this finger. And when I crochet, I use this finger, specifically the fingernail, for the loop on my hook. And so not only was I getting the pain from my wrist movement, but I was getting this pain from the arthritis. So I was waking up I always wake up like this in the morning. I wake up like claw-handed. And for an hour, half hour before my hands can, this hand's still not all right. I have not found anything to work. It's osteoarthritis, so it's degenerative, and it's just, I can just stop using my hands. So because I was getting that pain, I was like, what's going on? And then I'm like, you're doing 2 fingering weight crochet projects in the same month. This was not a good idea. It was not a good idea. It was poor planning on my part. So the Summer Lace Top is being put away until next month. Hopefully that's okay. I really want that done. I want that done so bad. It's coming out it's looking so good. I'm so excited. So I wanted to show you now I had done that during the week. So then when the weekend came around and I wanted to start dye project, which I have not named this yet. I have not named this. I name all of my dye colorways, even if they're one-offs, I name them. So this is the Calypso Shawlette by Pink Mambo. And this is how it's working up so far. I don't even know which is the front or the back. It doesn't matter because it's worked in rows. Now this is going to be gorgeous when we're done because it's going to stretch out a lot and be very lacy. And it looks like it's heart-shaped, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It looks like it's going to be a nice size shawl for only being 400 yards. Now, I was looking in the projects page on Ravelry, and I didn't see, all of them were done with a striping, like a self-stripe. A lot of it was Red Heart and Lion Brand. I don't work with those. obviously. I don't work with those, so I don't know how long the stripes are or any of that. I don't dye self-striping yarn because that is a headache I do not want. So I didn't see how this looked on this is just a tricolor. It's different because the tricolor is two different things. This is three separate. Usually when you do tricolor in the loop, you do across the loop. So it's actually 4 different colors, and then the middle color splits the 2 other colors. But I didn't do that. I did 3 colors in a circle, and then put black in between the colors, and then just put more black on it. So you really can't see it too well. I'm very excited how this is working out. I'm not sure if this is, I have not worked on this since I woke up Saturday with the finger. Just because if I'm in pain, I don't continue working. I stop working and work on something else. And I think I redid the souffle over the weekend. So I don't know when I'm going to work on that. I'm focused on getting this knit top done, the Kotlin top done. And then I'll probably try to work on this every day. Like do a little bit every day and see how my finger handles it. But that's super annoying when you can't do stuff because of physical limitations. It really sucks. I can't even tell you how much it sucks. It really, really does. I hate it. See how my finger handles it, and we'll see. So, okay. That's all I have. Knitting content-wise. That's all I got. I don't know what to talk to you about today. I was going to do bags, but I decided not to because I don't really like talking about people unless I have something nice to say. And I think everything that obviously I know everyone's not watching every episode I do, but I feel it's redundant for people that do watch me, and I don't want to be redundant. So, I'm going to knit a little bit and chat with you for a little bit longer, because it's 90 degrees outside and it's very, very hot. So, I hope you have something to knit and you have a beverage. I am enjoying iced coffee. Decaf iced coffee, which is probably my most favorite thing to drink. I make it with almond milk because I have a dairy allergy, so I don't do. I think cow's milk is disgusting anyway, and I don't like using animal products unnecessarily. But I'm not going to go off on my hatred of the dairy industry. So, you've been watching Stranger Things because we rewatched the entire thing to get ready for the last 2 episodes that I guess are like full-length movies, like 2.5 hours, which is pretty cool. That's like, I think we still have like a week, 2 weeks. So like July 1st or something. It's some ridiculous amount of time. So anyway, the like topic that everyone's been talking about is what song they would use to break Vecna's curse. And I have to say, if it was any song, I could pick any song in the world that would pull me back. I know what it is, because it's pulled me back already, which is strange because it's a song about suicide. And it pulls me back. That song is Typo Negative's Bloody Kisses, A Death in the Family. which is just the title track to play. Actually, probably any song on Bloody Kisses would work. Bloody Kisses or Can't Lose You would probably be my songs that would pull me back. Actually, I think just hearing Peter Steele's voice is enough to pull me out of anything. But if we're going true 1985, which I think is the year we're in Stranger Things, 1985, my favorite song in 1985, I could tell you what it was because I know. I had two favorite songs, and one of them, now 1985, I would have been 9. And I loved music. I have always loved music. 1985, my favorite song was, not kidding you, Rock Me Amadeus by Falco. Was that out already? I think that was 1984. But I'm trying to find 1985. Released 1985. I know they played it earlier in this season because I was very excited. But that was a song we would all sing at school. Isn't that hilarious? We sang that. We sang a lot of Tears for Fears in school too. So at that time, in 1985, my favorite song was either Rock Me Amadeus or it was Don Henley's Boys of Summer. So if we're talking 1985, Don Henley's Boys of Summer is probably my favorite 80s song, I would have to say. It's probably the one that gives me the most feels. There's just something about it, man. I love it. So I love hearing what people's songs are for to break Vecna's curse, what your song would be. So, what's your song? A lot of people, like my husband, he's like, I don't have a song. Like he's a Libra, which I don't really believe in astrology. I believe that astrology exists. I'm not like saying that astrology doesn't exist. I'm just not sure how much weight to give it. But he is very much does not have favorites. It does likes a whole bunch. He's very well-rounded. It's very strange. So I'm not at all surprised that I'm not sure he has a favorite band either. He listens to everything, and most of it's god-awful punk music. So whatever. Because he's like, I don't have a song. You could play like a million songs and they'd all do it. Which I find hilarious because I can't even listen to the radio half the time because I hate everything. And I don't like to be like bombarded with things that I hate. So that's half of my... What is your Vecna curse song? If you'd like to share it with me, I'd love to hear it. Oh, do you want to hear about this? This is from my dog, Ripley. You've seen Ripley. She's giant, and she is like, she's shepherd mix, so she likes to herd things. She's also afraid of everything. She has anxiety. Like, literally, she takes Xanax. She has anxiety. And most of the anxiety is around beeps, sounds, weird sounds, beeps. But what's weird is she's not afraid of thunder, not afraid of fireworks. She's not afraid of giant boom noises, but beeps. Like smoke alarm, oh my gosh, like ringtones, any type of electrical beep, she loses her mind and she will like crawl up whoever is near her, and she's 70 pounds. She will crawl up you trying to get away. It's ridiculous. So, I've been walking my boy Deckard. I've been taking him on a walk every day, except for yesterday. It was so hot. It wasn't even as hot as it is today. I don't even think it was 80, but it was so hot. I'm like, I'm not taking it. Was too hot on the sidewalk, and the asphalt. I didn't want him to hurt his feet, so I was like, we're not going on my walk today. So I just took Lola, because I carry her in a sling that sits on my chest. So she, so she's not in the sun. And I went on my walk. And no, this is the day before. So I took Decker for a walk all the way around, and he did really good. But I wanted to go on a second walk. I was like feeling really good. The weather was nice. I was feeling it. I'm like, let's do another loop, because that one loop's only a third of a mile. So I was like, let's do another loop. So I texted my husband to get Ripley ready to go. Get Ripley ready to go. I'm coming to get her. So I came to get her because that dog loves walks, and like she would go on a hike with you. Like she just loves to walk. She loves to be outside. She's just rain, snow, sun. She doesn't care. She wants to be outside. So I have trouble handling her because she gets so anxious, and then she doesn't listen to me. And she's like weighs almost as much as I do. So there's not much I can do. So we got literally 5 houses down, and she freaks out. I have no idea why. She starts freaking out, and she's huffing, and she's using her nose to press me, like on my hand. She's pressing my hand, and I'm like, what's wrong? You're fine. Let's keep going. So I'm like, let's get down the side street so we get away from the traffic, because we start out on the busy road. There's a sidewalk. So I wasn't getting what was wrong with her. So she started then nosing my hip, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she was like, hard too. And I was like, what's wrong? And then I still wasn't getting it. So she jumped up and started pushing me, like, I think to get me to turn around, because once she got me here, I did have to turn around, and I got very mad at her, and I still have Lola right here. And as soon as I turned around, she just went ahead of me like, we're going home. So we went home, and I was like, I'm never taking your dog on another walk. So that's what happened. That's Rippy getting scared. I felt really bad, because she really does like to walk, and I wish I could take her because of what happened yesterday. I was walking, just me and Lola, and before we left, I was like, you know what? I don't have a big scary dog to walk me, and this is like my own thing. Okay, I don't like strange men talking to me. I just don't, especially if I'm not in a public place and I'm not being paid. I don't feel the need to talk to anybody that I don't want to talk to, you know what I mean? Especially men, because they always seem to want your attention whether or not you feel like giving it. Like, I swear to God, I can't go anywhere, and I really thought when I got older it would stop, but the men just get older. They just get older. The ones that hassle you just get older. So you have like 80-year-old men bothering you instead of 30-year-old men. So, like, you know the type of guys I'm talking about. Like, I've had men, like cashiers, that I'm paying, and I've had them refuse to give me back my change unless I smile at them. Like that kind of stuff. You know, and I know some of you, most of you probably know what I'm talking about. And there's something about living under the male gaze that just, when I hit 40 and men really stopped noticing, I loved it. It was like the best. And then what I got to do was I got to be the old lady that watches them, and I keep an eye on them when they're harassing the younger girls. I haven't had to step in yet, but I don't go a lot of places and don't think I wouldn't. So anyway, Lola and I are walking down the street, and there is this house that is my actual favorite house to walk by, because they're on a corner like us, and they have this giant tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. And they have so many squirrels in the yard. Like, it's like squirrel wonderland. And so, like, we went by, and I lost count at 8 because I couldn't tell if I was counting the same ones. There were so many squirrels. So the dogs love going by that house because there's squirrels, you know. And so their house is on the corner, and then you round the corner, and then is the bulk of their house. It's like a ranch style. So there's like the bulk of their house, and then the driveway and the garage. So I was across the street from their driveway, and there's a man at the driveway in the beginning of top of by the garage with flower pots, like they were going to be planted or something. And he was like 80 years old, I'm guessing, because I don't know how old he was. He was elderly. And like, my mother's in her 70s. He was older than her. So, like I said, I had earbuds in, I had dark glasses on. I should have also worn a hat, but I didn't because it was hot. Sometimes I bought a big black weird parasol to hold to keep the sun. I might use that today if we go. So I turn the corner and I see him in the driveway with his flowers, and I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna try to talk to me. I could just tell because he saw me, and then he started walking towards the end of his driveway. And I'm like, oh my God, don't talk to me. Like, I don't know how else to give off more don't talk to me vibes than headphones, dark glasses, walking briskly this way, not looking at you. So he says something to me about what a glorious morning or something. And I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but whatever. Yeah, it's a great day. Haha. And I keep walking. And my dog was startled because she was pointed this way and he was over here. So she didn't see, he was not in her line of sight, and she's old. She doesn't see very well. So she was startled by the voice of a strange man. So she started barking. So I just smiled and waved and kept walking. And then he gets angry. Like that I didn't stop to talk with him or something. And he starts going, that's a real loud dog you got there. Her barking's waking everybody up. And I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Who's asleep? Besides, she's only barking because of you. Then he starts to bark and growl at us. And I'm like still 2 houses down by this point. I was not sticking around for that. So, and he wasn't even laughing. It wasn't like, my husband's like, what if he's trying to be funny? I'm like, why would you bark at a stranger, like a woman you don't know? A woman you don't know. So walking down a kind of deserted street, still in the middle of the day, but you don't know her. Why are you? Anything more than a nod and a wave is more than enough, you know? Like that's, you don't need to go further than that. So he ruined my day. Because I'm so sick and tired of, it's almost like a safety thing, you know? Like you have to be polite for your own safety because you never know. I mean, he was 80 years old. He's still bigger than me. I'm pretty frail. I'm disabled. I have physical conditions. I'm not sure if how strong he was. I probably could have taken him. I probably could have like kicked him and knocked him over and then ran. But the point is that no one has the right to make you feel unsafe. And I don't know what people were telling me, what if he's just trying to be nice? He's trying to introduce, why? I don't have to be introduced. It's not my job to be friendly to people. I don't owe anyone anything. I don't owe them an explanation. I don't owe them a smile. I'm just tired of dudes, man. I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it. And I thought by 45, I wouldn't have to deal with that anymore. So I don't know how today's walk is going to go, but I'm telling you, I'm not feeling particularly friendly today either. Like, I've met plenty of other neighbors, smile and nod. I've been closer to people on the street. Other walkers are the best because they just, and keep walking. So I don't know what this dude's problem was, but I don't know what to do when I pass by his house. And I have to come up with something to do before I pass by his house, because I can't go into things not having a plan. Like socially, I just can't do it. Like, I wanted to scream in his face, don't talk to me. Have you seen, oh God, what is it? The Channing Tatum movie with when Jamie Foxx is the president. White House Down. Okay, the girl, Emily Cale, right? And when John Connor, don't know his name. I think it's something Clark. Jason Clark. I don't know his name. He played John Connor in Terminator Genesis, which is my favorite Terminator. We all know this. He gets in her face. Like, she's, I don't know, 12 years old, something. I don't know. And he gets in her face, and she's like, "Get away from me." And he says something again. She goes, "Get away from me." And I swear to God, that's my favorite movie line from any movie. And I'm always like, "Get away from me." And so, like, as this guy was walking down his driveway, already in my head, I'm like, "Get away from me." Do you know the part I'm talking? Oh God, tell me you know the part I'm talking about, because she's crying too, because he's like threatened to hurt her or something. She's, "Get away from me." Oh, I love it. I love it. It's such a young woman, and she's like, "Get away from me." Just love it. So that's my story about my other neighbor. This neighbor, since my last show, I have only seen their dogs leashed. I have seen the little white dog off leash once, and she was standing right next to her in the yard as she went to the bathroom. I have not seen them a lot. One time Dex and I were walking, and the little pity puppy was on a tie out in the middle of the yard. And Decker got so excited when he saw she was barking at us. And he was wagging his tail and trying to cross the street because he loves everybody. And that's why I'm kind of glad he wasn't with me when the old man came after me, because that's the kind of dog Deckard is, that he loves everybody and he wants to meet everybody and he's so happy. And usually walking Deckard, I like walking him because I don't have whatever we can see squirrels, we could see deer, we could see other dogs, we could see kids. He's not going to get spooked like Rippy will get spooked, and then it's like a out of control horse, like I can't control her. But Deckard's so even keeled that he wouldn't have done anything but probably try to get the dude to pet him. But usually just walking a 70-pound dog that resembles a pit bull. He doesn't resemble a pit bull to me unless he's panting and smiling. Then he's got his Amstaff face on. Amstaff and pit bulls were split. They're a breed of dog that's split from each other, so they're basically the same thing. They were the same thing. And both of my dogs are mostly Amstaff. We got their DNA tested. But Deckard looks like a lab to me, mostly. He looks like lab, but I think he's mostly retriever. But he's black. So I don't know how that works out. He's short-coated, thin short coat. Black dog. He's absolutely gorgeous. And usually walking him is enough that from a distance people stay away. So even if they were to get close enough to where he would go to them for pets, they wouldn't get that close because he's scary looking. Which is why I love dogs, and they are humans' best friends forever, as far as I'm concerned. Like Lola, even barking her face off as she did, gave me an out because I couldn't hear him over the bar. I mean, I had earbuds in. I'm like, not wanting to talk to you. So anyway, I asked the internet and got some suggestions on how to deal with such a person, because I don't want to. The one thing I know about bullies and abusers in general is the only way to get them to leave you alone is to not be fun to torture. That's it. Don't be something that they want to torture. And there's a different ways to go about that depending on their style of bullying, like what their problem is. I was talking about bullies and I was saying, that the best way to get them to leave you alone is to figure out what they want from you and then not give it to them. So if they want to be combative, don't be combative with them. If they want to pick on you, you have to be stronger and not let them pick on you. Most of my experience in that area is interpersonal, like partner violence. So that's where I knew my partner so well that I knew what he wanted, and I started to be exactly what he didn't want, and that's how I escaped. So that's my thing with bullies, is find out what they want from you and don't be what they want. That's the hardest thing, is figuring out. So I have no idea what this guy wants. I'm hoping I never see him again, but whatever. It's like 3, it's almost 4 o'clock now. I actually went on a kitty, where'd my phone go? My phone's missing. I went on a kitty rescue. I got a call for, oh, here's my phone. I got a call for a kitty rescue, so I had to go out and rescue kitties. And here is my boy Duckard with some kitties. It's Duckard. Can you see Duckard? You can't see him. He's just a big black boy. And those are 5 little kitty cats that I rescued. I gave them a bath, and now they are in my kitty cat room being very angry at me. So once they've slept a little, I will try to feed them. So I haven't even gotten around to our walk today because I had to go do kittens. So save kittens. So let's wrap this up. And I will tell you that next week is planning July projects, which we talked a little bit about today, of a project I'll have for July. And I think we talked about that last time too. So anyway. Yes, planning July projects next week. So come back for that. Take care of yourselves. I will see you next week. Goodbye.